Welcome to 35 to 1 Roulette Cruisin'. It's Sunday night spins here at 35 to 1 Roulette Cruisin'. We start the night with $1,500. We try to go for about an hour, see if we can earn some points, see if we can get any money out of it. How's everybody doing? I see there's a few people here on the chat with me tonight. Can everybody hear me loud and clear? Trying something new. I got a new camera. Got something else hooked up here on the computer. So just trying a couple of different things here new this week, being we had our live cut off for the past 2 weeks. So if you can, just let me know. Make sure everybody can hear. Just fine. All right, Randall says just fine. And one thing I did notice is there's about a 20-second delay from the video to here, from here to you guys. All right, let's see. But the chat is pretty quick. So, I don't know, it's just something I'm trying to figure out. All right, so here we go. What we're going to do tonight. I know there's a couple things. I know Ryan sent me something over to look at that was on the CEG Dealer School channel. And let's go ahead and check that one out. Let's see if it works out for us or not. I think on the channel it was labeled ABC, the ABC strategy, just a couple days ago. And anyway, and so let's go ahead. We're going to buy in. We're going to start with $1,500 for our bankroll for tonight. And let's just buy in for $200 tonight on this first strategy here. And let's get this out of the way for a second. Well, I might need that to understand the rule on this thing. All right, so remember, $200 on the table. You see pass card to scan it, give it back to you. That's how you get your points on the cruise. So we're going to get $200 in red chips. And let's see, so the strategy, the way they go with the strategy is they have 10 and 10 on the second and third dozen. You could go the first and second if you wanted, but we're going to go second and third. And then if one of those wins, it's a profit of $10, right? So now we're going to go second and third plus the 19 to 36. Now if, you know, one of those wins there, we lose that, we get there, and we win here. So now we have, there's 20, there's 40, so there's $50 to work with. Then we go 30 and 30, and then we pick up 3 corners, not overlapping, within those 24 numbers there. And we bring the 1 chip back to our rack, okay? So we start with a $20 bet, and we, you know, then we kind of press it up our winnings here. So let's run it out. Let's see how it goes. After that hits, then we actually press it up a little more. But let's just get to that point and let's see how it goes. All right, so we're going to start with 10 and 10 on the second and third dozen. Anybody new on here? I see there's some chats coming in. Ryan says, what's up? Ken says, I hear people saying you should tip dealers. When and what amount is customary? Okay, so somebody help Kent out and let him know kind of what your strategy is. For me, if I have a big win, I'll usually give them a chip or two. You know, it's according, you know, a lot of times what I do is I buy in. If I get red chips, as soon as I sit down, I go ahead and tell the dealer, hey, dealer, give me 5 $1 chips. So they'll take that $5 there, and then they'll give me 5 $1 chips, and then that's what I tip with. Okay, so that's a good question there, Kent. So just kind of make that be part of your process, is go ahead and get some tip money while you're playing, and every time you have a little win, just throw them $1 here and there. You know, some people like to throw, you know, a pile of money at them, but, you know, if you're not playing with much money, you can't tip very much. Okay, so, wait, what did I win there? Didn't I get a $10? Yeah. Okay, so now we won there. So now we're going to go 10, 10, 10 right there. All right, hope that helped, Kent. All right, 30 days on here. All right, 20. All right, so we won there. All right, so it's working out pretty good. Okay, so we won that dozen. We won the big there. So now we get this stack here. we're going to go 15, 15, and we're going to go 3 corners. We're going to bring that 1 chip back to our rack here. All right, Dr. S is on here. Happy Sunday, Dr. S. What are we at? 4 spins, give or take. All right, Patty's on here. Hey, Patty, you gonna hang out with us all night? Oh man, and we lost that right there. All right, so there is a loss right there. All right, but we only lost $15 because we started with a $20 bet. So we're gonna drop it back down. 10 and 10 again. Not saying that was a good outcome, but you know, this is a low buy-in, low risk strategy that we're going to try out here. And we hit 4 again. I should have went down there on that end of the table. So that was bad, so we lost $20 there. Something on my wheel. I'm going to clean to get that off here in a second. All right, 14. Okay, we got a piece of that. That works out. There we go. 10, 10, and 10 again. Let's see. It's a piece of thread or something. All right, here we go. All right, Andrew's on here. Hey, Andrew. And again, just letting you guys know they're just getting on here. New camera setup, new operating system. It's got a 20-second delay, is give or take, is what I'm checking out here. All right, so 18. So we lost the big. So that was a push there. All right, here we go. Just going to keep it at that same bet. All right, David's on here. Hey, David. It's Big D Scout's house here from the UK saying hello. So David's on here. It's pretty late where he's at. He rarely gets to join us on these Sunday night spins. So far, this system is eating us alive. All right, make sure to hit that like button for me if you don't mind. All right, we hit 17, so there's that $10 win right there, or profit there. Now we're set up again for step 2. All right, and this system we're playing here now is just something I saw over on the CEG Dealer School channel. I think it's called ABC. It's a $200 buy-in, $20 bet average to start the strategy. All right, so it's a step system. All right, so there's that. We collect all these winnings. Now we're going to go 15, 15, and let's separate them out here a little more. All right, and we're bringing that 1 chip back to our rack. You got a lot of good coverage with this one. I mean, you're covering 24 numbers. You know, if it stays on this end of the table, we'll be in good shape. And it does not. I'm going to have to switch ends of the table, I think. Because it is eating us alive. 10. Let's switch ends. We're going to come down here with it this time. 2 in the morning. So David says it is 2 in the morning. Now, that is dedication. He enjoys watching these spin so much. He stayed up till 2 o'clock in the morning to grace us with his presence. We'll appreciate that, David. Well, this ain't going very well. Let's see who says. Ryan says, play the first and second dozen. Yeah. You can see the delay. I just got it. And 8. Okay. All right. Maybe we're on a roll now. So here we go. We're going to keep it down here. We was in profit like 10 bucks there for a minute. And 34. Goodness gracious alive. Not sure this is working out very well. We're going to burn this $200. We're going to burn it because we got a $20 average going right now. Let's see. Dr. S says you can't outguess the wheel. Yeah, that is correct, Dr. S. All right, 16. All right, here we go. Maybe we're about to get on a roll. I'm staying down here. I'm staying down here. I'm letting this be our dividing line. Come on. 2. Seriously? Hey, yeah, yeah. All right. Here we go. We're at spin number 15 right now. Could be. I might have missed one here and there. All right, 6. All right, there we go. We know what happens. We're going to stay there. Let's see, 30 day. If this was the new one today, didn't they collect and press after they had their first hit with all 3 bets out there? They, yeah, so it's a, let me pay this out so I don't mess up here. All right, so now, so that was the win there. So now, let's switch ends. We're going to go 15, 15, because we start 10 and 10. Then we go 10, 10, 10. Now we go 15, 15, and we're going to go 3 corners. And then we're going to bring that 1 chip back to our rack. Let's see, David says press up. Yep, that's right. Big day motivation. Let's see, David, I'm going to be sending you a strategy tomorrow that I've come up with myself that covers 3/4 of the wheel, including both zeros. Okay? And I switched ends, and you see what happened. Yeah, I'm going to be out of town this week completely. I've got to go to Louisville for the week, and then I won't be back until next Sunday. So there will not be a Sunday night spins next Sunday, okay? So go ahead and free up your Sunday. There's no telling what trouble you can get into without having to come listen to me. All right, 23. There we go. Let's see. Let's switch ends. Let's see if we can catch it. Flipping ends on us here. I almost think it's better to just hit that, collect that $20 profit that we're going to, if we get it. If you can stay away from the zeros. I think this would work better. Let's just go there. Let's try it. Let's see what happens here. All right, so Big Day says when you press up, put the 3 chips on the 12 not covered. All right, let's see what happens here. All right, I want to try something real quick. All right, so that is a $10 profit there. Now, let's swap this in right here first. I'm almost thinking you go to this step and you don't go to the next step. That you just collect that profit. Let's see. 22. Okay, so we lost that. We got that. So it's a push. Let's see. See if that makes a difference. Goodness gracious alive. Tonight's going to be a 0-0-0 kind of night. What we got left? We got 15 bucks. That 15 bucks, we're just going to tip the dealer. Complete and utter failure on that one. So we bought in for $200. We're cashed out. We're going to say with 0. We went 22 spins with it. Our average was $20, $30. So let's say it was at $30. So 60 points, give or take. So we're going to say 60 points because we're going to say we were at a $30 average with that one. All right. Let's see what we got next. Let's see. I think Randall. Is Randall on here? Has anybody seen? Yeah, there he is. All right. So Randall's wanted me to do the BBC 9 strategy that I put the video out this week for. Let's see. So what do we want to buy in with? What do we have? We play with the $2 chips. No, we had $5 and $2 chips. That's what we had. All right, so we had 200 of this and 200 of that. All right, so we got to give the dealer. We got to give the dealer $400. So we're down $200 for the night. All right, so dealer, here is $400. Remember, cash on the table. See pass card to give it back. That's how you get your points on a cruise. All right, so here we go. All right, Randall, so here we go. I think what you said you wanted us to do was pick 9 numbers, all black, 3 in each dozen, or 9 black numbers in the 19 to 36. So the BBC 9 strategy is basically the big black column strategy. So we're going to go $10 on the black, $10 on the big, $10 on the first and second column there. Okay? So you win, obviously it's got to be a big number, it's got to be a black number, and it needs to be on the, the 2 columns here for it to be a jackpot. Okay? So that's kind of the concept behind the big black column strategy. But then we take 9 chips. All right, so there's 9 chips there. And before we were playing a 5-7, something like that, right there, right there. Okay, that was the original, what got sent over to me. I think Jonathan sent it over to me. Big black what? Mic cut off just then. Uh-oh. Big black column. Okay, column. Okay. All right, so we're going to collect those 9 chips there. And instead of playing those numbers, because it was just focusing on 17 and 20, kind of that section of the wheel. So Randall's asking about, maybe we'll do 3 in the dozen there. Let's go 3 in this dozen and 3 in that dozen. Okay? So let's see what happens. Now we may change that up to move them all down here to this end of the table, but there's 9 black numbers on that end of the table, so I don't know. Let's just see what happens. I mean, what could go wrong? All right, 18. And, well, that could be what goes wrong. All right, so we lost all that. We lost all of that. Well, that was fantastic. All right, so here we go. 10, 10, 10, and 10. All right, so we got that reset, that part anyway. Am I missing? Oh. Duh. Okay. All right, so there's 9 chips there. Okay, so 9 chips, and we're going to go 3 numbers there, those 3 numbers there, and 3 numbers right there. So let's see what happens here. What we on? Spin 2. So we have $56 out on the table right now because these are $2 chips here. There's 9 of them. That's $18. We have $40, so that's going to be a $56 average for this one. All right, 35. All right, bingo. All right, so we're going to collect all the orange chips there. Now, when it hits a straight up like that, I always ask the dealer, let me have 2 green and 10 color, because that's pays 70, so there's 50 and 70 right there. 10 and 10, that's $70 for the straight up there. Let's see. So we won the black here, we won the big, and we won that column right there. Now let's bring all that back to our rack. I'm going to stack my greens, okay? I'm going to reset the big black column. Those profits there, I'm going to bring back. And I'm going to exchange 5 of those for 1 green, all right? Because I want my profit stack to grow over here. All right, bump outsides to 15, so it's less of a loss on the 9 direct hits. I don't know. Let's run it like this for a little bit. Let's see what happens. All right, so here we go. So we're going to change it right there, right there, right there. Okay, so now we're reset. I don't know. I kind of get what you're saying, because if I increased those, it would cover that $18 loss. I don't know. It's a toss-up. All right, 21. All right, so of course we lost to 9. I'm not going to rake those. Okay, so there is 9 chips right there. All right, we lost the black. We won on the big, and we lost these 2 columns here. All right, let's reset. 10, 10, and 10. And that's all good to go. All right, let's see what happens. Yeah, keen to see how that looks. All right, 19. And again, we lost 9 chips. And let's see, we lost the black, we won on the big, but we won on the column there. All right, let's reset. Now we got $10 right there, but it's not really profit because we lost that 18. So we're just going to take that $10 back to our rack. Threw that ball kind of crazy. It almost come out of there. Come on, we got to get one of these black numbers. Seriously. All right, so there's that 9 chip loss right there for them orange. Let's see, we lost this one. One right there on that column. So that $10, that's a $28 loss there. Let's reset. And here we go. I don't know, Randall. What you thinking? You think we need to change our numbers up? $23. Lord have mercy. All right, so that's a loss there. Let's see, we lost the black, we won the big. One on that column there. And we reset, bring that $10 back to our rack. All right, so here we go. Yeah, you need a ladder. So Dr. S is saying we need a ladder. He says, I would change them every spin. Oh, you'd make different numbers every spin. 19. Okay, so there is the 9 chips lost right there. Let's see, we lost the black, won the big, we won on this column down here. Wait, it goes right there. All right, there and there. Let's bring that $10 back to our rack. All right, so let's see. Yeah, this is the example of how 15 would be better. Okay, I think it might work better as a big black dozens. Okay. All right, 22. There we go. Finally, we got us a good hit. All right, we're going to rake the table on that one. All right, that should be, so remember what we do on that straight up. We say, dealer, let me have 2 green, 10 color. Bring those 2 green back to our rack. those 10 color back to our rack. Let's pay this out here. Lost that. There, got the big and the black there. All right, let's reset. All right, again, there's 5 red right there. Dealer let me have 1 green. Okay, so now we have to reset our black numbers again. Let's see. Let's change them. All right, so there we go. Let's get us a 2. How about that? All right, reset. Yeah, I have only hit 1 black. Now we hit 35. I think we got 35 a while ago. We just got 22. So we almost need to cover those. We need those covered. Because whenever one of them hits, it really needs to pay. All right, so what did we lose? We lost 9 here. All right, so there's that 9 chip loss right there. Let's see, we lost the black, we lost the big. 1 on that column, we lost $10. Reset. Yeah, yeah, you sent that just before the 22 hit. All right, let's change it up. We're gonna take these 2, let's put them down here. Just spread them back down this way a little bit. All right, 21. Oh, that didn't help at all. All right, so there is the 9 chips lost there. Let's see, you lost the black, 1 the big, lost both of these columns here. All right. And we got to reset. I'm gonna leave those because didn't I just put the 9? I think I did. All right, 10, 10, and 10. All right, there we go. Now we're reset. Let's see, check your emails when you get a chance. I've sent you that strategy as promised. Okay, I'll check it, David. So when you do hit a jackpot, how much do you net win? Oh, I don't have to look at that. Well, that's a complete loss right there. So let's see. Let's see. So when it hits that one, that is a complete loss of $58. All right, there's that 9 chips there. Here we go. Red is winning tonight, so keep that in mind for tonight's last spin 1-hit wonder, if we make it. So far, we're holding up, so let's see how it goes. 7. Goodness gracious alive. All right, so lost that. We won those 2, lost that. Lost 9. Right there. And now reset. I think we gotta have that and that. Okay. Lord have mercy. All right, what we got? Eagles. By running it this way, I would have all big black numbers covered so the big payout happens when it hits. Yeah. Lord have mercy. I think that's probably their last spin with that one. I think it wipes out most of our colored chips. All right, we lost that. We won that. Right there, and right there. Okay, so this is where I would cash out. Time to walk away. When it ain't working, it ain't working. So that is $10 right there. So let me just go ahead and just get 2 reds here. All right, so that's $100 there. There's $200, $250, so $260. So we bought in for $400. We only went 11 spins. Seemed like it was longer than that. All right, so we was in for 400, out for $260. We went 11 spins with it. Our average was, we're going to say $60. Because it's not like they're going to put $58 as our as our average. So we're going to say $60. So we got another 60 points for that. And we lost $140. That's not very good. All right, so 200. Let's go ahead and get $260 right there. All right, so there's those two. All right, anybody got anything they want me to try it out? Go ahead and put it in there for me. Let's see if we can make something happen. While I stack my chips up, may have to run to the ATM to get some more money. All right, let's see. Nothing in there yet. Someone had posted one on the very first post. Did they? Up here at the top? I can't see it. What the heck? So I can't see it. The top of it's cut off for some reason. See if I can see it back here. Let's see. So Mike said, try betting half the wheel, 0 to double zero, including the zeros. Go up 1 unit per loss until 3 losses. Then go up to 3 units for 3 losses. Then 9 units for 3 spins. Oh, Lord. All right, we can try it. If I can keep up with that. All right, so let's see. So we're going to need to, let's buy in for half the wheel. Gosh almighty, that's going to take too long to put that out. I don't know the wheel that well. Which I guess I could pick a yin and yang side. Let's go ahead and let's get $400. So we're going to go ahead and buy in for another $400. And we're going to get all color chips here. See if I can figure this out here. All right, so we're going to pick one side of the wheel or the other. So the yin and yang strategy is pretty much, the pattern is right side of the wheel. So we're going to put all the numbers out for the right side of the wheel. So there's all the right side of the wheel. And then he says plus the 0, double zero. All right, so he says try betting half the wheel, 0 to double zero, including the zeros. Go up 1 unit per loss until 3 losses. Okay. All right, let's see what happens here. I'm gonna start this. We bought in for $400. We're playing the right side of the wheel at the moment. I'm not sure which side has been hitting. I ain't been paying attention. All right, double zero. Okay. All right, so now, didn't quite double our money because you've got extra chips out there. So should we, I think I'll pay those out and I'll pay that out with green chips. What do y'all think of that idea? So Dillard, let me have 2 green and 10 color. Bring those 2 green back here. All right, we got our double 0, 0 there. Now, let's stay with it. Let's stick to the right side of the wheel. All right, there we go. So let's see. So that was 1 spin. All right, 36. There we go. Let's see. Let's keep 10 out there. Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we're going to keep those 10 out there. Dillard, let me have 2 green. fill up the pattern here. Okay. So far, we're up, I don't know, close to $100. All right, 7. All right, I guess I should have counted that. All right, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So that's right there. All right, Dillard, let me have 2 greens again. Right there. All right. There we go. Here we go. Try it again. All right, Michael's on here. Hey, Michael. All right, 14. Okay, so that was our first loss there. So we know that's 18 numbers, 19, 20. So we got 20 down right there. So here we go. All right, we're 4 spins into it. All right, double zero. How many zeros have we had tonight? Anybody keeping count? Let's see, 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, so Dillard, let me have 2 green plus those 10 color. And we're going to lay it back out. Now with this one, I'm just playing the right side of the wheel. That's all I'm playing. The right side of the wheel plus the 0, double 0. And it has held up fairly well. All right, so how many losses well, we haven't had 3 losses, so. All right, 5. You know, I should count that. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We lose 9 chips every time, so somebody help me keep up with that. All right, Dillard, let me have the $50 or 2 greens. Okay, here we go. All right, so Big Day says he thinks we've hit 0, double 0 4 or 5 times. So tonight might be a 0, double 0 night. All right, 1. All right, we lose 9 chips. I'm not going to rate the table. Wasn't expecting this to do so well. All right, lost 9 chips. Dillard, let me have 2 green plus the 10. Everybody knows the math by now. All right, we're at spin 7 right now. 13. There we go. So we lose 9 chips. All right. So there's those 9 we lose. Let me have 2 color. Or 2 green, I'm sorry, 2 green. Well. I think we're getting really lucky. The right side of the wheel is it tonight. Got it again. So we lose 9. All right, there's the 9 chips lost right there. Let me have 2 green. At this time, I think we can change the name of this one, the ATM. All right, let's see, 30 days wondering how many green we have. All right, we're at $400 in green right now. This is when it's going to go south, being I counted it. Oh, Lord. Nope, it worked out. All right, there's those 9 chips we lose. Let me have 2 green. All right. Now, I'm not sure if I've ever had a run this good trying to chase one side of the wheel. All right, 1. There we go. All right, there's that 9 chip loss there. Let me have 2 green. Keep stacking them greens. All right, here we goes. All right, remember we got the chips too. That's what we're playing for tonight for the Sunday night spins, last spin, one hit wonder. We're going to be playing for that chip right there. All right, 10. There we go. Another loss. So that's 1 loss. I think we have to have 3 of those. Try betting half the wheel, include zeros. Go up 1 unit per loss until 3 losses. Uh-oh. I don't think we did that on that first loss. I mean, hey, we're in profit right now. Let's go for it. All right, now we're at 2 units each. Everybody cross your fingers. Come on. 34. There we go. All right, so let's see. So I think I can take 9 of these off. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and that should be $100. There's 2 green and 2 more green, so there is $100. Now we're going to drop these back down to 1 unit each. I think it'd have been faster if I'd just raked the table. All right. That seems about right. There we go. Now we're reset. All right, so Ryan says, I like this one. It's making money. Let's see, David, you may want to swap some of those green chips for the orange ones. Well, I'm going to play till we run out of orange ones. We're going to let that be our walk away. Uh-oh. We just had a balancer. That's a no spin. No spin. That was it was actually a good number. It was actually sitting on, I think it was sitting on 28 is what it was sitting on, but it didn't fall into the slot, so we're not going to count it. All right, 6. All right, so there's that. All right. So we lost that one. I don't have enough chips to go up to 2 on them. Let's do something, Dave. What do we have left? So we have 12 chips left. I got 20 out there. Let's do a little, some little corners or something here. See if we can get lucky. Make some use of some splits and some corners. All right, there we go. See if we can make something happen. Turn your bets off. It looks like the dice are going to go off the table. Yeah. We should have walked away. Come on. That didn't work out too well. 6, 7, 8. Yeah, that was not good. All right. All right, so that's our losses right there. So here we go. We got 9 chips to work with. Can we do something to get them back? Let's see. We want time at the table. So we've had a $40 average the entire time. Did I move a chip? Let's move one. We're at 14 spins right now. We're in profit. All right, we hit 12. That's going to pay 11. There's 11 right there. Let's see. Let's go some more streets here. Let's cut it down to 8 streets. Let's throw in some double streets here. Here we go. All right, 23. Okay, worked out. All right. So that's going to pay 11 and then 5 right there. I got a mess started over here. All right, what do we got? Let's see, we're sitting at 18 chips right now. We got enough to cover the right side minus the 0 double 0. Let's see if we can make it happen. See if we can get 2 more green chips out of them before we cash out. Come on. 34. There we go. 3, 6, 7, 8, 9, and there is 10. All right, 3, 6, 9, 10. All right, so there's 9 we lost there. 2 green chips. All right, let me have those right there. Let's see, what can we do? We got 9 chips. Or we got 11 chips to work with here. What do we want to do? Let's do some splits. We're going to just rock them down the table right here. Hopefully we can get something down the middle. Now all I'm doing is just getting more time at the table. I'm trying to keep my average for as long as possible. All right, 8. Okay. 3, 4, 5. All right, there's 5 there. There is 17 right there. All right, what'd that land on? So that landed on the left side. All right, here we go. We're going to cover most of the right side. All right, here we go. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. How did I have a shorter chip? Was I shorter chip? What did I do there? All right, 2. All right, so that's it. So whatever that strategy is, I mean, it's just, you know, left side of the wheel, right side of the wheel, pretty much a yin and yang strategy. You know, it was including the 0 double 0. I think we had a really good run on the right side of the wheel for this one. That is not typical, but it can happen because you got a lot of numbers covered and you got a chunk of the wheel covered. We went 18 spins with it. All right, so 18 spins. We bought in for 400, so there's our original 400. We're out up $250. So $650. So there's $650 right there. Not too bad. Not too bad at all. All right, let's see. Well, I need this over here. All right, let's see what we got. How long have we been on here? 52 minutes. All right, so that's probably going to be our last session for the night. Let me add this up. If you guys want to go ahead and start getting your last spin one-hit wonders in there, I'll get our stuff tallied up and see how we did for points and stuff. I know I saw another strategy up here somebody posted. We'll try to get it. We'll try to get it in 2 weeks. So remember, I'm not on here next week. Okay, so nothing next Sunday. So we bought in for 400, out for 650. Average for that strategy's only $40. So, and we went, what did I say, 18 spins at a $40 average. Let's say we got 80 points for it. All right, so grand total is, that's 200. So 200 points. There's 1,000. There's 300. There's 400 and $10. So we're only down $90 for the night. $90, 200 points, 50 cents a point. Not terrible. Could be worse. But, you know, hey, that's 200 point night and only down 90 bucks. Where else can you have this kind of entertainment for $90? Not too many places. All right, so here we go. Let's see. I get my chips out here. Let's see how this goes this week. So who won it last week? So 33 was Randall. So Randall won it last week. I think Randall is on a good run with this one-hit wonder spinning here. All right, let's see. Can I? All right, here we go. I want 13. What? All right, big day. Put that in again for me. You just want number 13 for 20 chips. So the way this works is you got 20 chips. There's no minimum anywhere. You just got to put it in here so I can understand where to put them. And then we do one spin, see who comes out with the most chips. Last week was really screwed up. I had it all wrong last week, but anyway, we'll see if we can get it straight this week. All right, so all right, TOCPCS. I think that's Jason there, ain't it? TOCPCS. You are going to be blue. All right, we got nine blacks. Oh, you want to be black. Really? All right, let's change that. There we go. So TOCPCS. Your black chips, you want 9 on 34. All right, so there's 9 on 34 and 11 on first column, okay? All right, you got it there. All right, who's next? Sammy. So Sammy, you're going to be blue. All right, so Sammy, line bet on 19 to 24 for 12 chips. All right, so there is 11, there's 12, so line bet right there, okay? That is a double street, okay? Let's see, and split 22, 25 for 8 chips. All right, so there's 8 chips, 22, 25 right there. All right, Sammy, you're blue, okay? All right, what we got? May I get all 20 chips on the second dozen? So Dr. S, you're gonna be green. So Dr. S, you're green, and you want all chips on second dozen. Okay, there we go. All right, 30 day. 30 day, you are going to be orange. All right, so here we go. 30 day, 5 on 0. All right, 5 on 0. 5 on double 0. Okay. And 10 on 2. Oh, you want 10 on the basket. All right, there it is right there. All right, 30 day, you're orange, okay? All right, hey, Patty's here. Let's see, where's it at? All right, Patty, we're going to give you pink, okay, Patty? All right, so here we go. So Patty wants 5 chips on 7-11 corner. 5 chips on 7-11 corner. 5 chips on 10-14 corner. 10-14 corner. Okay. 10 on 7-10 double street. 7-10 double street. Right there. Okay. All right, Patty got you. You're the pink. All right, Ryan. Ryan, you're going to be purple. All right, so Ryan. All right, purple. 8 chips on 0-0-0 split. All right, 8 chips right there. 12 chips on 1-3 street. Right there it is. All right, Ryan, you are purple. Here you are. All right, Randall. All right, Randall, we're going to go with white chips for you. So, Randall. All right, here we goes. 10 on 0-0-0. All right, there is 10 right there. Okay. And 5 on 27. 5 on 27. And 5 on 28. All right, there you go. Right there, we got yellow. Yellow, so who's up? Let's see. All right, Bob, you're yellow, Bob. All right, so Bob, 20 on first dozen. All right, there you are, Bob. And let's see. All right, Eagles. I think I'm out of colors. I got one color left. I got red. That's all I got left. Let's see. Well, I may have to use some of my promo chips. How about that? Big Day Motivation. 13 split. Okay, 13 and 25. Split them up. So give 10 and 10. You want 10 on 13 and 10 on 25. All right. So who is that? Red. So red is Big Day. Okay, Big Day. Okay, so I got one more. So Eagles fan, I think that's Jonathan. So Eagles fan, you're going to be promo chips. And this is the last one. I've gone over my colors. 4 units on 1, 16, 30, 0-0-0, 0-0-0. All right, that is everybody. So who is that? So Eagles is right there. So Eagles is promo. All right, there we have it. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We've got 10 people participating in tonight's Last Spin One Hit Wonder. Sammy, you're blue. 30 Day, you're orange. Dr. S, you're green. Ryan, you're purple. Bob's yellow. Big Day is red. TOCPCS, I think that's Jason. He is black. Patty's pink. Randall's white. And Eagles is the promo chips. Wow. Holy cow. Here we go. This is it. This is tonight's Last Spin One Hit Wonder. Appreciate you guys joining me and participating in tonight's spin. Let's see who our big winner is. Remember the chip, if you win it, you got to email me at roulettecruisin@gmail.com. roulettecruisin@gmail.com. Let me know your name, your address, and I'll get it in the mail to you. All right, so here we go. 13. There it is. I am almost positive that red got it. I'm not even going to rake everything because I am almost 100% sure that that one got it. So red wins it tonight. Big Day, you won it tonight. You won the chip of the Last Spin One Hit Wonder. Email me, roulettecruisin@gmail.com. Let me know your name and address, and I'll get it in the mail to you tomorrow. Okay? All right. Well, I appreciate you guys hanging out with me tonight. Just kind of something new, trying this new system out. Sorry for the delay, but maybe it worked out for you guys. Maybe it wasn't too bad for you on that end. All right, guys. Well, I appreciate you guys. And make sure to hit that like button for me before you check out. And again, till next time, happy cruising. We'll see y'all. Bye.